how do you get into airport lounges? This seems to be one of the biggest questions that I get asked. What's up guys, I'm Austin, a points enthusiast, and I show you how to get a ton of points and how to maximize the value you get out of those points. So just to begin, why are lounges so great in the first place? Well, for one, you get to escape the crazy crowds. I mean, we've all been in airports when it's just like shoulder to shoulder, like Christmas time, or just those really busy peak times at airports when it's just awful to be sitting. Sometimes you can't even find a chair, you can't find a charger. If you want to go to a bathroom, maybe there's a wait, or maybe it's just disgusting. So just avoiding the crowds in general is one of the biggest reasons I like going to the lounges. They're super private. Sometimes, they can get a little bit busy at certain times of the day, but overall there's always a place to sit. There's always, really clean, nice bathrooms to use. So yeah, just getting away somewhere where you can sit, relax, wait for your flight. It's just such an awesome thing to do at an airport. Now let's talk about the food and the amenities. So when you're in there, you get totally free food. So you could eat meals, you can have snacks, you can take to-go snacks, you can, drink an espresso. A lot of times they have great machines, free alcoholic beverages. So a lot of these lounges have multiple bars where you can go up there and order whatever drink you want. I always take advantage of the to-go snacks. I just stuff them in my bag. Usually it's chips, pretzels, or just nuts or fruit or whatever. So I love doing that. Some of these lounges are so crazy that they have speakeasies in them, which is just wild to think about. A jazz bar, bourbon bars where they feature all kinds of high-end bourbons. Some of them have little gyms that you can actually work out in. So yeah, it's just crazy to think that you can literally escape the traditional airport crowds and go to these lounges that are super private. They have all these amenities. You can eat, you can drink for free, use clean bathrooms. Some of them even have showers that you can take. And yes, some credit cards literally give you full access to this at no additional charge. So I just want to go over with you guys some of the credit cards that allow you to get into these lounges and which lounges you can get into. So if you have the Amex Platinum card, you can get into a wide variety of lounges. So to start, if you're flying a Delta flight, you can go to their Delta Sky Clubs and just show them this card and you'll be able to get right in. You can also visit the Centurion lounges, which are usually super nice, super high end, and they have a lot of extra amenities. Just need this card also. With the Amex Platinum card, you also get access to what's called Priority Pass. Now, this isn't a credit card, it's just a card that gets you into lounges. If you download the Priority Pass app, it'll literally tell you all lounges that are at the airport that you're at. So you can just search an airport and it'll tell you all the different lounges. If you show this to them, you can get yourself plus 2 guests into the lounges. They're usually not the highest end of lounges, but you can still get some free food, some free drinks, and just get away from the crowds and bring 2 guests in, which is an awesome thing. Now let's move on to another card. If you have the Chase Sapphire Reserve card, you can get into the Chase lounges. Now these are insanely nice. I personally haven't visited one of them yet because there's only a few locations. For starters, there's one in Boston, there's 2 in New York, and there's one in Washington. They just completed Washington, D.C. From everything I've seen and everything I've read, these are extremely high-end, super nice. A lot of people are saying they're nicer than any of the other lounges. So I'm super excited to visit one when I travel through one of those airports. But yeah, you'll need the Chase Sapphire Reserve card to get into those. Lastly is the Capital One Venture X card. So if you have this card, you can get into their Capital One lounges. There's only 3 so far, so it's kind of a small footprint. Got Dallas, Denver, and Washington, D.C. with these lounges so far. It's a fairly new card, so they haven't built that many, but I'm looking forward to them building out all across the United States and even internationally, because I'm sure that these lounges, just from some videos I've seen, they look super nice as well. A couple bonus cards. If you have the Delta Sky Miles Reserve card, you can also get into the Delta Sky Clubs. And if you have the Marriott Bonvoy Brilliant Amex card, you can get the Priority Pass, which remember is like this, and that has all kinds of lounges across the United States that you can search for on the app, and you have access to those plus 2 guests. My closing thoughts are basically, ever since I started going to lounges with my credit card access, I don't know how I'm gonna be able to stop. I'm gonna have this card forever, because once you go in there and experience just the peacefulness and the free food and drinks and everything like that, it's gonna be very hard to close one of these cards and then go back to just sitting in the regular wait checking lines and just the regular seating. When I say it's awesome, it is awesome. Don't let these high annual fees scare you. There's already so many credits and benefits, and the airport lounge access is just one of those that's on top of that. And if you travel even a few times a year, this is gonna be 1000% worth it. Just look into one of these cards that we talked about to get airport lounge access and you'll be all set on your next trip.